What's good, guys, and welcome to another episode of Mini Logic. It's Zeno here, back again, and today we're going to quickly go through the Champions League fixtures that were played this week. So on Tuesday we had Sporting against Manchester City and PSG versus Real Madrid, and on Wednesday afterwards we then had the games between Bayern Munich and Salzburg Bayern Munich officially, and obviously we had Internazionale against Liverpool. So first things first, I'm going to quickly go through the first couple of games that were played on Tuesday. Now, obviously, PSG Madrid, that is the marquee tie of the round. We all know that. And obviously, we came into it expecting, a really good game between two of the finest sides in Europe. Now, after the first leg, we could see which team is currently on top, and deservedly so. PSG put in a very thorough performance against Real Madrid. If we're talking about efficiency at the highest level, what we saw that night from Paris Saint-Germain, from Mauricio Pochettino's men, was efficiency within exactly that. They managed to nullify Real Madrid. They didn't look dangerous at all, In the bits and pieces I've watched the game, I've watched the game in detail. They just didn't seem like they could get any control of the game. Verratti in midfield was, a metronome as he normally is. Paredes for once actually put in a decent shift. It was a strong performance. Obviously, Mbappe up front did his thing, and he was the difference in that match. It was literally Mbappe, and it's so ironic because right now it feels like he's destined to be with Real Madrid, to play in the Santiago Bernabeu and to put on that famous, white shirt. So it's quite fitting that he was the player to make the difference, and he was the reason why they won the game. He won the penalty, which unfortunately Lionel Messi did miss, and obviously Messi continues to struggle to fully adapt to his new club. But what did we really expect after spending basically his entire footballing career at Barcelona? The reality is that it was always going to be difficult, especially at such an advanced age, for even what many would believe is the best player of our generation. Nonetheless, Mbappe won the penalty. Carvalho could not handle him to save his life. And of course, he had the brilliant moment of magic in the 94th minute. Doesn't come any more clutch than that. Final minutes of the game, and he literally stepped over in between two defenders and slotted it with the composure via a tiny little deflection, but no one's talking about that, but via a tiny little deflection through Courtois, who was also a very strong performer and probably Real Madrid's best performer in keeping them in the tie, to be honest. But PSG deserved that lead. Let's see if they can repeat the performance in the second leg of the Bernabeu, which will probably be quite hard to do, and Madrid still have more than a chance to turn this around. They have the players for sure. Now let's move on to the second game on Tuesday. A much less tighter affair, and many people probably saw this as one of the throwaway matches of this round. Sporting Man City. We all know how Man City are like when they get a mismatch. They're completely, except from when they played against Lyon that one time. But yeah, literally, they completely destroyed them. 4-0 up at half-time. Bernardo Silva scored a gorgeous little half volley. Sterling scored a magnificent goal to finish it off. I don't want to talk too much about this game. Man City dominated like they should, like they did, like they would, like they could. They did it all of that good stuff. Absolutely destroyed them. Sporting have been decent performers in the Champions League this season, but maybe Man City is just a level too far, a step too high. That's what it looked like on the pitch. It was a pure mismatch. But the young coach will learn from this, of course. Games like this help you see where you are as a manager. And, being handed a masterclass by Pep Guardiola will allow him to maybe learn a few things, maybe for the second leg, and make sure that at the Etihad, it's not as embarrassing. Now we move on to Wednesday's games. Salzburg versus Bayern Munich produced the shock result of the round. Now, as we've grown accustomed to seeing, Bayern Munich have developed a habit of destroying footballing teams in the Champions League, especially, as well as the Bundesliga. Now, dodgy losses to Bochum, Leverkusen, I think, and maybe not Leverkusen, but Mönchengladbach as well during this year. Julian Nagelsmann's first season at Bayern hasn't been completely easy. And this game, well, Salzburg really actually turned up. Like, fully turned up. It was a very strong performance. Maybe a game that Salzburg should have won. It's quite mad to think that. You wouldn't have thought that coming into the match that Salzburg would have a chance of, winning this game and being, competitive. But Unlike Sporting against City, they actually proved themselves and punched above their weight. They missed plenty of chances and they did get the lead deservedly, but Bayern are Bayern, and if you leave the door slightly open for them, they will squeeze through. And Kingsley Coman's equaliser ensures that they're still in the driver's seat, and they'll probably turn on the style on the second leg in Bavaria, and it will be a comfortable victory, but you never know. Salzburg have more than proven so far during this Champions League campaign that they're more capable of playing a very high standard of football. You know, Karim Adeyemi is obviously one to watch. Amazing player. And of course, Brandon Aronson as well, the young American, looked very good in the Bayern game. Looked very good. And now we go on to the fourth and final game of the Champions League knockout stages for this week. And that was Liverpool Internazionale. Or Internazionale versus Liverpool officially. Now, again, a game that maybe many people thought Liverpool would win, but it wasn't going to come easy. It's, you know, Inter are top of Serie A. You know, they're having a very strong season under the new coach Simone Inzaghi, who came in to replace Antonio Conte after winning the league with them last season, and he's kept the team pretty much the same, the system and the style of playing pretty much the same, and it's produced very similar results to last season. But Liverpool are Liverpool, right? One of the best teams in Europe still. You know, they're strengthened by adding Luis Diaz, and Liverpool showed their quality, really. A very professional performance. They went there and got the job done. Now, Inter had plenty of chances. When I mean plenty of chances, not as much as maybe Salzburg, but maybe around the same level. A lot of half chances. Chances where they could have done better with the ball in the final third and just taken the chances better, but they didn't. And when you play against a team like Liverpool, similar to Bayern, if you leave the door a little bit open, they will squeeze right through. And two late-ish goals from Firmino and Mohamed Salah, his 8th consecutive away goal in the Champions League, by the way, allowed Liverpool to get the victory. Overall, it was a good performance from Liverpool. They got the job done. What else can you really ask for? Second leg, they're in control. Can you really see Inter Milan winning 2-0 just to take the game to extra time at Anfield? No, but you never know in football, right? You never, ever know. But that's going to be all for today's episode. Be sure to stay tuned. There's going to be more videos coming actually pretty soon, hopefully. The idea is to get into a pattern. But enough about that. I'm not going to waffle on too much. I hope you enjoyed the little roundup of the Champions League games this week. I'll be sure to definitely do a roundup every week. We'll see how that goes. But thank you all for watching and for listening. And I'll see you next time.